morning, everybody, and happy Friday morning. My goodness, we have a lot to cover, lots of updates on previous stories. Let's just jump in and get there, shall we? Let's go. We're going to start this morning with Queen Camilla, who launched Maggie Center at the Royal Free Hospital in London. This is a charity that helps support cancer patients. Now, Maggie's is in 24 hospital grounds. They've got 24 centers, all based on hospital grounds. I think that's very interesting. Camilla has been the president since 2008. And of course, she sat down to talk with some of the cancer patients who told them how Maggie's has helped them, that kind of thing. Now, people are asking how King Charles is, and she's saying, thank you very much. I'll pass on your good wishes. She posed with Viscountess Blankenham and then, got in the car at the end and left. And if you notice, she had a card somebody made for Charles. Love that. And a big thank you to Remoulade Sauce, as usual, for showing us everything Camilla was wearing. Moving on. Let's move on now to Princess Anne, our hardest working royal. We all know that. She went and officially opened the Platinum Jubilee Stables at a center for disabled horse riders. We know Princess Anne is a fabulous equestrian herself. She has a long-standing love of the sport. So she went to the Reeson Heath, I hope I'm saying that correctly, Equestrian College. Now, she has been the president of the Riding for the Disabled Association since 1985. You guys see the horse on her left shoulder? I love that. Anyway, she met with riders, she met with staff, and before she did anything else after that, she popped into the stables because, her, she has to make a fuss over the horses. I think we all know she has an affinity with the horses. She always has. And we also know that she passed on that affinity to her daughter, Zara, who we also know is an absolutely fabulous equestrian. Now, remember, they just came back from Sri Lanka. Now, Princess Anne presented a 9-year-old girl, Esme Chiltern, with the President's Award while the little girl was riding in the indoor arena during the opening of this equestrian college. That little girl's all smiles. I love that. Now, of course, when she was done with all of that, there was a fabulous cake that needed cutting. Oh, I'm so sick of looking at sweets. My God. All right, she finished this and she went on to the next. She then went to a place called Save the Children's Shop in Stockton Heath. Now, this is a community charity store that helps with childhood poverty in the UK. I think that's lovely. So you should go in there and donate your time, your things, or help out. All right, next up. Her third and final stop for Princess Anne was at the Jodrell Bank Observatory because it was awarded the UNESCO World Heritage status in 2019. She was given an overview of their telescope, the chance to operate the telescope, and then she heard all about having international headquarters located there. She also went and toured the First Light Pavilion. Fabulous. Moving on. We saw Natasha Archer, that's Catherine's PA and stylist, leaving the hospital while Catherine was in the hospital. So I just wanted to focus on her. For most of you who may not know this, she has worked for Catherine for over 10 years. She is married to a fashion photographer by the name of Chris Jackson. She has 2 children. And even though her job is kind of high profile, she basically has stayed out of the spotlight. Now, she started working for the royal family in 2007 after she graduated from King's College with a degree in Hispanic Studies. She attended a private boarding school where she got really good grades. She lives in London and she got her first job as a personal assistant at Kensington Palace working for William and Harry. That's right. After William and Catherine were married, then she started helping Catherine as well. And in 2014, she became Catherine's personal stylist. And apparently, they're claiming she's the mastermind behind Catherine's wardrobe during her successful tour of Australia. I guess my point is, Catherine has no problem keeping her staff. Moving on. Now, the next thing is, in a previous video, I pointed out this article that says that Prince Edward displays a trim figure, which in my opinion is just another way of saying that he's lost a lot of weight, which he quite obviously has. Well, now people are getting worried because Edward announced that he's going to be taking a short break from royal duties. Now, this is going on while the king is out and while Catherine is out. And so people are concerned that, something might be going on. But somebody has pointed out that maybe he just needs some rest because he's been doing back-to-back engagements, flying all over the world. And listen, he's down to have an engagement on the 8th of February. So he's only taking off a week. I'm sure he'll be fine. All right, moving on. Next up, I have an update on this story. So it came out that Meghan Markle accepted a pair of diamond earrings from a group and they were gifted and she didn't pay for them. That's what was put in the story. And the people went on a show in the United States called Dragon's Den and basically said, oh yeah, we sent the earrings to Meghan Markle and she wore them at SmartWorks and we got a big boost and we plugged our business, yeah. Well, it doesn't take long for Harry and Meghan to whip into action. And these people have now come out and said, oh no, we misspoke. She didn't get the earrings for free. No, she bought them. Bull crap. I guarantee you, Meghan's people got in touch with these people and said, you're going to have to retract your statements because they're not allowed to accept gifts. So now these articles are coming out. How Meghan helped this small ethical group by buying their earrings. She didn't buy them. She got busted. Next up, we had the Bob Marley One Love premiere that took place in London. Remember, this wouldn't have gotten any attention until Harry and Meghan showed up in Jamaica. Frankly, I don't understand why they didn't come to this one in London. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot Meghan won't step foot in London anymore. Anyway, yeah, they were there for the premiere. Or maybe they didn't want to face Mr. Elba because this blind item came out that said that this foreign-born, A-list, dual-threat actor who should really be the next Bond said he would have confronted Harry and Meghan if they showed up to the premiere. He said they tried to upstage the recent premiere that they went to last week in Jamaica rather than be there to support the movie. Ooh, I agree. Moving on. All right, this next one just got me. Apparently, a Super Bowl commercial was done for ELF Cosmetics, and all of Meghan's Suits co-stars did the commercial except for Meghan Markle. Now, the question is, was she invited, or did she demand money for it, or did the previous co-workers refuse to work with her? Because people are saying that's more than likely what it was. Now, other people in this commercial are Jury Duty's Ronald Gladden, comedian Benito Skinner, who is the ELF intern named Cooper, Meghan Trainor, who looks gorgeous, footballer Emmanuel Acho, I think it's saying. There's lots of people in this. And of course, the rumors are going around, oh, it's a Suits reunion. Oh, forget it. All right, let's move on now. All right, now this really caught my attention because we know that Harry and Meghan had a 4-book deal with Penguin Random House. Book 1 was The Bench. Book 2 was The Spare. We've heard that book 3 is supposed to be some wellness book. And Meghan's memoir is book 4, right? We also know that because Harry's book was such a dismal financial failure, Penguin Random House lost millions of dollars. We heard that they asked for a sample, like the first 3 chapters of Meghan Markle's book. And they were looking at the book because they want to see if it's financially worth going forward with it. You know what I mean? Because, they gave Harry like a $20 million advance and he didn't sell enough books to even cover the advance because they boosted the numbers by giving away so many free books and double books that they lost money. Well, I believe what this YouTube person wrote, either she can't write it herself, she can't get a ghostwriter to write it, she has nothing to show the book publisher who wants to see the first 3 chapters, or what she wrote is so dismal, of course, they won't produce it, so she's coming up with a way to get out of it saying, Harry won't let me. All right. Here we go with our big story for today. Harry and Meghan are losing staff right and left. Everybody's like, what is going on? And I'll discuss that in a minute. But people are saying that Harry and Meghan need to do better with their staff. So what is going on with the mass exodus of their company? Now, I told you before that Bennett Levine left the company and moved to a U.S. rival, which was considered, according to the article, a big blow to Harry and Meghan. By the way, he's considered a younger hotshot to Ben Browning, who's an Oscar-winning producer who oversaw the Netflix docuseries and the Live to Lead. He quit last year. And we all know that documentary was nothing but a one-sided promotion of Harry and Meghan's image. So let's see what we've got here. 2018, Katrina McKeever very quietly left Kensington Palace's offices. Also in 2018, Melissa Tubati left after 6 months and apparently left in tears. Then you had Senior Communications Secretary Jason Knopf and then Senior Communications Secretary Christian Jones, who left to work for William and Catherine. In 2019, you had Amy Pickerel, who was supposed to be Meghan's private secretary, but she very unexpectedly quit and left. And we all know Samantha the Panther Cohn, who also walked off in 2019. In 2020, Sarah Lathing, the former director of communications, lost her job during Megxit. Next up, Clara Loran, who also lost her job when the couple left during Megxit. Now, this is Natalie Campbell, who worked for them for less than a year before she ran off. After them was Catherine St. Laurent in 2021. She stepped down after 1 year. Then you had Toya Holness in May of 2022, who wanted out. It's being reported after having to do all kinds of different jobs for Harry and Meghan. Next up, you have Mandana Dayani, who stepped down as the president of Archewell in December of 2022. Also in 2022, you had Rebecca Sananes, who quit as the head of Archewell Audio after 18 months. Next up is Farrah Taylor, who left the firm in 2023. Now, keep in mind that 2 people on this list lost their jobs because Harry and Meghan left the UK, but this list does not include the multiple nannies they fired and other people. So yeah, it's still a comprehensive list. So Harry and Meghan have lost 5 senior employees in the last 14 months. I think it's because their Netflix contract is going away, and these people realize that they have absolutely nothing going on there. But let's look really quickly at the 5 senior people who left, okay? Number 1, Mandana Dayani, who was the president of Archewell from 2021 and 2022. She was only there for 18 months. It was announced in December of 2022 that she was leaving, and they did not replace her. Personally, I think part of the problem was Mandana Dayani launched I Am a Voter. It was all her, and Meghan, in true typical style, tried to take responsibility or the credit for it. And I think Mandana had enough. Now, at the same time, Rebecca Sananes stepped down. Remember, she was the head of audio, and she was supposed to produce Meghan's podcast, and she actually took a swipe at Meghan on TikTok because she was the one who created the podcast, but of course, Meghan tried to take full credit. Now, when Farrah Taylor stepped down as head of marketing in 2023, nothing was said why. It was very quietly done. But then it was announced that Ashley Hansen, who was head of communications, would also lead the marketing team. Now, Ben Browning, who I told you before was an Oscar-nominated producer, left Archewell the same time as Farrah Taylor. Again, nobody's talking as to why he left. And finally, we have Bennett Levine, who joined the company in 2021 and was promoted to a manager in 2022, and now he has jumped ship. So anyway you look at it, guys, don't forget that she's accused of being a bully in the UK to staff. She's been accused of being a bully before she joined the royal family, and I think she's bullying the staff in the United States. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Leave those comments, make them good. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell. If you're already subscribed, double check. Make sure you haven't been unsubscribed. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund, thank you. Don't forget the link to Patreon and my father's book is in the description box. And as always, you guys, have a great day. Bye.